You're retro trekking with the CarmApples podcast, where the topic is really about apples. Would you like that hot or iced? This is now a standard fare question in many cafes around the world. Are you ready for this caramelicious discussion? Is that caramel syrup in there? Let's dive in with your host Kennedy Rizzo and Cooper Lee. Iced customized drinks are taking over coffee shop menus everywhere. Literally outselling traditional hot coffee beverages. Well, there's a cold revolution of sorts in the coffee industry, and as you will soon gather from our caramelicious discussion this week, iced coffee is now more than a seasonal trend. Iced and cold coffee beverages are rapidly becoming a key part of our modern cafe culture.
Oh boy, is it ever.
Yeah.
So before we do dive into this nice, hot, steamy, or nice, cold, delicious topic, make sure to subscribe. Check us out you can find us on YouTube. We're there. And also say hello to us on the socials. So we love having conversation with you. And we would love to know, where do you land on this subject for sure? While we're on this subject of everyone's coveted brew, hot or cold, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/RetroTrek Caramel Apples. Again, hot or cold? Thanks a latte.
Yeah, thanks for that, Coop. All right, so we're already off to a flying start, and it's notable that this recent transformation in the current coffee business model has rewritten the so-called rules of coffee service, urging baristas to reconsider their creativity and efficiency, sparking a new wave, #80s, of innovation behind the bar. That would be an interesting perspective to learn how the many baristas feel about this, wouldn't it, Coop?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So why is Gen Z specifically obsessed with grabbing an iced coffee?
Good question.
Yeah. Gen Z has taken iced coffee and turned it into a literal ritual.
Yeah.
The act of ordering, making, or even just holding an iced coffee has become a moment of self-expression. Why do so many folks, especially the folk of the younger generation or generations, prefer or go nuts over drinking and needing iced coffee? I'm really curious about this.
I would say, you and many others, myself included.
Oh, you too?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is like a phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny how these things are born, but I think this is a very interesting topic.
Yeah, iced coffee significantly plays into this culture here stateside because simply it's easier to consume when you're on the go.
Oh, truly. And we need that.
Mhm.
And that in itself makes complete and total sense due to, society being on the go constantly.
There it is.
Like every minute of the day is go time. And because of that, it's easier to consume on the go. It's easy to drink and enjoy with a straw or an iced coffee lid. Because it's easy to make messes with these sticky drinks.
I bet it is.
But we're thankful for those lids. But it's not going to burn your hand or, more importantly, your tongue during your AM commute, whether you prefer it room temperature or that ice cold brew. Let's just say that coffee, hot or cold, is a quintessential, even ritualistic part of culture here stateside. #facts. Now, we're set up proper for this week's Caramelicious topic, so good job.
Yeah.
So what is the deal with iced coffee craze? Are you a fan, Orchard Archivers, Kennedy? And if you are, how do you prefer it? And are you particular to a certain chain or brand of iced coffee?
Well, you know what? I'm going to bounce that back to you. Well, are you a fan?
I would say I do have a drink of choice.
Do you?
I do. And I don't even know. I would say this obviously ventures more into the iced coffee side
Okay.
because I like the frozen.
Okay, so is it like a coffee smoothie?
Yeah, pretty much.
That sounds refreshing.
I go, mine is Starbucks. I love the caramel frappuccino. That has been my drink of choice from them for decades, since it's been around. Like when it was first brought to the public, I was like, yeah, that's going to be my drink. And I love it. I
I
love
think
it.
Batman goes, for decades. That's interesting. I know quite a few popular chains offer it. You just mentioned one. And I don't know. Folks have gone buck wild over this current phenomena. Literally, like my jaw's on the floor because it's everywhere you look. Somebody's
Oh, gosh.
talking about and ordering and salivating over iced coffees.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really quite fascinating. I don't know. But we know a few people that this particular iced coffee trend is literally their mojo.
Mm-hmm.
So, quick question again. Is it correctly stated iced coffee with a D or iced coffee like ICE coffee?
I suppose it really isn't a life or death sentence if someone is quickly ordering and they just say ICE coffee.
Okay.
Uh, the order is universal enough, and that'll be most likely understood. But
Okay.
actually, the proper reference is iced coffee with a D.
Okay.
Perhaps much like the concept of iced tea. Now, if one orders a cold brew, that could be a bit more nuanced and or confusing. But technically, an iced coffee refers to hot brewed coffee that is chilled with ice, resulting in a more acidic and brighter flavor profile compared to cold brew coffee. Are you a fan, Rizzo?
Rizzo has not yet sampled a trendy iced coffee from anywhere.
What?
I know, I know. I'm very boring. I'm all about the tried and true hot coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I'm dwelling peacefully under my blanket, or really my blanket under my rock.
Very curious, Kenneth. Yeah, you're not very daring in a lot of different things, are you?
No.
You're like, call me out.
It's okay. I'm fine.
I suggest that you give it a try.
Well, I am curious about this though because it just seems like you can tell it's trending.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, so I can't. I'm kind of fibbing because back in the '80s when we had our local mall, and I guess you could call it a food court. It wasn't like the newer malls, but they had their concentrated restaurants where you could easily access them from the outside.
Yes.
You had to walk in a little bit for this one, but they did have a coffee specialty shop that it was heavenly. They did the frozen coffees a lot. So not more like the trend now with the ice cubes and stuff and syrups, but I think they did kind of have that.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
smell, oh my goodness, like you could smell that from outside.
It was like you would purposely go that direction to go to the other end of the mall. Like, it's like,
It was heavenly.
it was. And it filled that whole area. It smelled so good. And it tasted good.
It did because I think I like to get the berry ones. It was either a strawberry or raspberry frozen coffee with the whipped cream on top.
Yes, I think it was raspberry.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, yeah, and you'd be like, "Please put a couple more pumps in there. That is so good."
Okay, so am I fibbing? Does that count?
No, no, not really, sis. I think you're trying to pull a fast one, but yeah, you're.
Trying to be relevant really bad.
There's so many years in between now and this conversation and back then, so you need to still get on board, right?
Okay.
But both you and I's defense, we are Gen X, and although this was vaguely around while we were coming up, like at the said coffee specialty shops at the front, the mall food court, um, iced coffee wasn't trending white hot like it is currently. The craze for those drinks is not surprisingly driven by younger generations. That
Mhm.
18 to 26-year-old range.
Yep.
You know, they have adopted cold coffee as an all year round beverage and cultural phenomenon.
Uh-huh. Yes. And what you say, like, you don't, it's not that far of a stretch of the imagination because it's like it's everywhere you look.
True.
Everybody got their little sippy cups.
It is so big that even like on social media, people will show how they make their own at home and they'll share their little recipes and things like that. So, I mean, it literally is everywhere. Anywhere you can consume something with your eyes, you'll see somebody with a coffee.
That's true. And that one chain you just said earlier, they're everywhere. So, I mean, like, it's not a stretch. It's not just in an airport or, a restaurant, what do you call them? A little cubicle or whatever. That's not the word.
Hmm.
Um, like,
Kiosk, kind of like the little standalone, like they only have a couple things you can choose on the menu. Is that what you mean?
no, I'm an actual restaurant, like,
Oh.
but they're everywhere now. Like, you can have one in the cornfield, which we do. So that shows that they're big time, like they're everywhere.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
I think they even offer the coffee buckets, which I'm like, really? Would you? Well, hubby would. He loves coffee. He could drink it all day long.
Coffee bucket. I'm interested. What is that? The coffee bucket.
I saw it on social media, so I think it's actually like a little. Everybody carries their water bottles or their traveling mugs.
Yeah.
This is actually like a little. It looks like a little. It's not huge, but for one person, they could drink out of it all day. So it's like a little cute little barrel bucket. I don't know.
Oh, that's adorable.
And they put iced coffee in there.
Gone are the days of the thermos with hot coffee.
Oh, that was retro thermos.
Yeah. Hashtag if you know thermos.
That's right. Hashtag 80s, hashtag thermos. But a lot of the popular chains are seeing cold drinks as a significant portion of their sales, which is good considering the most important thing, that being the bottom line for these companies, because that's all they care about.
Oh, yeah.
And because the brew buzz, if you will, causes trends such as this more of an outreach and growing interest in such offerings.
Yeah. Hence our topic of interest this week.
That's right.
Some coffee drinkers were polled on what their reasoning was for choosing, and preferring iced brew over hot. And the overwhelming answer of those polled was that it's refreshing and it also, regulates body temperature on hot days.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, come on. Doesn't anything chilled and refreshing help cool a body or person down?
Yeah.
That's self explanatory.
Yeah, but Kenneth, the least common answer was that it simply tastes better.
Okay, so in essence, would this suggest that iced coffee became a popular gimmick in order to bring in more dollars for corporate? Make that make sense. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds about right. I'm still a huge fan of the regular cup of hot Joe. I'm sticking to that.
Mhm.
But my desire to understand coffee in all of its ice glory has definitely piqued my interest. So I do think that that's going to be a project of mine going forward in the next couple of months.
I love it. Please keep us up to date on how that goes.
I'll try. Okay. But, since I haven't officially tried it, I realize I may be robbing myself of the varied coffee infused experience. I mean, it's deep in fall time now. We got quite the chill going on, but especially during some of the hottest days of summertime, my favorite season, I'd have to say I'm still a smoothie girl. The fruit smoothies through and through on those hot days.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's just delicious right there. So I can understand it for sure.
They are. Things are life.
Well, if you ever find yourself crossing over to the dark side, you may actually be helping out these statistics. Fun fact: it is reported in a recent study done by the National Coffee Association, or the NCA. Isn't that insane that there's actually.
Further drives home our point.
Exactly. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay. That the coffee consumption has reached new highs in just over the last couple decades. 66% of folks here stateside are reported consuming at least one cup of coffee per day, which is more than any other beverage choice in the country.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
folks spending on the regular about what, 17.7 billion with a B billion dollars on out of home cold coffee, which included iced coffee, cold brew, and frozen coffee drinks, which I'd personally prefer.
Mm.
So Coop and I talk about this a lot because, again, this is no secret that this is trending. And we live in and came from a small rural town. And like, seriously, we have a Walmart, we have a McDonald's, and we have like the basics, right?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, everything popping up was pizza shops.
Are all their songs about pizza?
And auto repair places.
Yeah.
But now we are like way saturated, oversaturated with coffee specialty shops. We have our regulars that serve coffee. And like, we have a Starbucks.
Yes. Yeah.
And Dunkin', we have a Dunkin'. So, like a lot of ours in this little town we live in or came from, there are specialty shops. Like, we even have this one place, and it's good coffee, darn good coffee. Actually, a couple of them that we're fans of. Of course, the hubby, he hits them all, but
Yeah.
this one has a helicopter. Like, literally, we are a small town, and when you go to this place, you feel like you're at a theme park or something. It's that big. It's a real helicopter. And that's the name of the place. And their brew is delicious. They got cold, hot. They've got specialty foods and sandwiches. It's a cool place to go to.
Yeah.
But like, we're a little town of like 20,000, 25,000 people. So like, we've got, I think we counted up to 16 places that, what?
Yeah, and probably near on going on 20, because I don't even remember if we counted, like, the gas stations that actually serve coffee. We might have. I don't remember because it's been a minute since we since we did this random count. But it's just when it stops you in your tracks, because it's like, wait, another one's going up?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
last thing we need. Okay.
And that is literally, you're like, oh goodness, what are they building there now? Let me guess.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. But you touched on the fact that that's $17.7 billion. That is not a hard stretch to get to, because it's not like these coffee chains or these specialty shops charge like 50 cents for coffee. Because I think back in the day, McDonald's, their coffee was it like 50 cents or something?
I think so, because our parents had some friends their age or a little bit older that would get in on that deal. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It sure was. Okay. So they charge like 50 cents back in the day. I think they did, with like a senior discount card. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think McDonald's would charge like 50 cents for a cup of coffee. And now, since you don't necessarily do the cold brews, I know for the one that I get, I'm looking anywhere around $5, and it's not even like the giant size.
Oh yeah, the cup sizes are they're shrinky dinks.
Yes, so you're looking at a decent amount of money. It's not just a dollar. So for them to be able to reach those record numbers is not hard. They
Yeah.
charge an arm and a leg.
And people are a bunch of sheep. If something's going on. I mean, like I'm sitting there trying to jump in the bin. I mean, I'm like, what's this crazy stuff about? I want to try one.
Right.
And I probably end up liking it, but I just hadn't done it yet. But I mean, they know what they're doing. The marketing is hard. It's hard there
Yes. Yes.
or
Yes.
strong. But seriously, it's curious because I would think that drinking an iced coffee would water it down quite a bit with all the ice cubes added.
Yeah, yeah.
So after a while, would you really be drinking coffee at this point?
Mm.
Yeah, my opinion would be that hot coffee would allow one to enjoy the coffee's quality much better than that is if you're a true coffee connoisseur.
Yes, which the younger generations are now self-proclaimed connoisseurs.
Of course.
Yeah. And it's easy to see that iced coffee and cold brew variations are accessible entry points for young hipster consumers.
Hmm.
Cold coffee drink choices are highly customizable with your different flavors, syrups, toppings, and or cold foam incorporated into many potential offerings.
Well, that sounds good though.
It does, doesn't it? I'll take one.
Yeah. I bet these add-ins you're presenting can alter the natural bitter taste of coffee. So there'd be the appeal.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, would adding any of these syrups, juice, or coconut water with the addition of such add an unpleasant viscosity to your chosen drink? I
Hmm.
mean, I guess it's basically just comes down to a matter of personal taste because some people just absolutely hate the smell and taste of coffee, right?
Yes. That's unreal. That's like what?
Yeah, and we know a few people that they keep surprising us. I hate coffee. I can't stand that smell. And you're like, boy, you're missing out.
Yes, like what about candles? Don't you want that in your house? Make that not a gift item.
So, Coop, are you down with the cloud coffee by chance? I mean, I know you say you do the frozen, but have you seen the actual cloud coffee where they put cream to just regular iced coffee?
I don't think I've ever had that.
Okay. Well, there's a couple of people I know that I saw them, they ordered it and it looks okay. It looks cloudy, but
Okay.
boy, they act like that was the bee's knees. And I got question marks forming over my head. I'm like, I don't get it.
Wow. So it is called cloud coffee. That's how you order it?
At one place, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I think if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be like you. I think I would get a frozen one. I think that would taste a lot better.
Oh yeah.
And I probably would get it at one of our specialty shops here in town because it's not like the chains. This one's like a depot, like a where they got train tracks and stuff. It's pretty cool actually.
That is cool.
But something like that, I looked it up though. At one of the chain ones, a large frozen mocha would easily contain more than 100 grams of sugar.
What?
Yeah. So it'd be good for the occasional treat, but not good for a regular go to experience, I would think, for long term potential health concerns. A lot of people are knocking at diabetes door or whatever, or you might have some other things going on, but
Yeah, and I'm curious. It's like, are they branding this as like an energy thing? Because it's like you got the sugar going on and you got the caffeine going on. So it's like, is it kind of an energy an energy thing? Huh.
I mean, well, here we're sitting here talking about coffee because that's our subject this week, but we really have to worry about anything or be aware of what we're putting in our face anyway, from the grocery store, just our food supply, period. So there's that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this discussion is about how the younger hipster generation, like the younger millennials and Gen Zers, have acquired this acquiring coffee products, this hankering they have, particularly the iced coffee, as their go-to on any given day. This isn't an occasional thing that we just said. This is a thing for them, and you
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you've made it to the club.
know.
You didn't even know there was initiation, but here it is, the coffee.
That's right.
But to your point earlier about we elder generations, we are a little more strict or routine about our coffee consumption. Well, that's no accident. Get this. A noteworthy food and drink analyst states on the generational differential, and I quote, there is less craving for variety with these older generations. I think it's kind of hard to break that mindset with a generation that, for so much of their lifetime, it has just been that hot beverage. End quote.
I'll see.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see we're not too terribly odd, out of the loop, or just imagining things. It makes complete sense that we're just programmed that way. Yeah, and that's what we're sticking to.
Yeah. So while the lines of what constitutes a tried and true coffee experience are increasingly blurred, still young consumers have given a clear, favorable answer to the many new innovations, as well as flavor profiles that are readily emerging.
Yeah, we can see this trending hardcore currently, and companies will no doubt continue to cater to the cold, iced coffee and cold brew trend because it's now becoming so ingrained in their target customers and in what they expect and what they're looking for when wanting and ready to be refreshed or cooled off with a nice coffee.
And interestingly, as these Gen Zers continue to mature and age on into middle age, that a lot of this preference for their choice cold brew is going to stick similar to what the analysts sell and with the older generation consumer. That the older generations, the Gen X, yeah,
There we are.
yeah, the Gen X boomer parents, right? Um, thankfully, we're not parents, but anyway, sidestep.
Those old stirs.
That's it. And all of this talk of patterns, no matter what, but it's how we prefer our Java is nothing short of nostalgic. Cheers to the nostalgia. Well, we're going to tie this brief discussion and iced coffee curiosity up. So, dear listeners, are you a fan of the iced cold brew or still prefer a regular hot coffee? Are you millennial, Gen Z, or an influential influenced Gen X due to spending time around a hipster youngster?
Hey now. What you trying to say?
Cold coffee is definitely booming here stateside. What suggestion of iced coffee do you have for K-Riz? Help her get hip to the jive.
Wow, that was crazy 70s right there. Definitely a topic for another day, right?
I'm going to bring it back. That's it for this week's Apple Snack, but there's more where that came from. Visit buymeacoffee.com/retrotrack caramel apples and give us that caffeine boost that we just talked about. And visit the Retro Orchard Weekly for a sweeter, nostalgic experience.